Let's do that. And what happens is the more I push this one thing here, the input, the harder the compressor is driving, meaning the stronger it grabs the vocals and pulls them down. Okay. Again, we judge with our ears. Let's do it.
You think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention. Yeah, you wanted my affection. You got me tattooed on your mind. You just want me all the time.
Nice.
Well, this place is never what it seems. Take me out there. Take me out of LA.
Nice. I really like this. And you see, I just adjusted the input a little bit until I kind of could let it play, and I was like, yep, that feels good, that feels good, that feels good as well. Nothing fancy, like the settings here are nothing special. The release is as fast as possible, and because the 1176 is the other way around, like right side is fast, left side is slow, and the attack is kind of a fairly mid attack. Okay, but what I still notice is the vocal were recorded so dynamically that some parts still are missing, right? Let me point one of those places out for you.
It's never what it seems. Take me out there.
This, take me.
Take what it seems. Take me out there.
Right, that is something in a commercial record that you would go in and pull up a little bit. And I'm not doing that with plugins, I'm just doing that right now with automation, because otherwise I feel I'm in danger of using too many plugins and kind of getting the sound out of hand. And the more plugins you use, the less you know down the road what you need to change back when you don't like something, because there is so much going on and one affects the other. So volume problem at this point, I would go in there and just do manually with automation. Let me do that.
Take me out there.
So I would go here, I would just grab that and pull it up maybe 3 dB and listen to what it sounds like.
It's never what it seems. Take me out there.
See? Now you kind of got that on the same level as the stuff before. And that is what I would do with the whole track now. I would go through there and listen to all the syllables that are kind of disappearing a little bit into the music. I would go in there and do that. Let me do one more example just on the fly and then not waste any more time with this.
Pillar talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention.
Chin. Okay, this one. That needs to go up a little bit. And yes, you get so surgical with it. That is how it's done. Okay, I would say 2 dB. Maybe the one before this could use 1 dB as well. This is all trial and error, and then I go back and listen to it and see if it feels good.
Easy, babe. But you wanted my attention.
Yeah, the 10 is a little hard. Pull that back, and this one a little more even. The 2 are not enough. We have 3 dB now with the shun.
But you wanted my attention.
Now it sounds like one thing, right?
Absolutely.
Let's just compare that. I'm playing the same thing once with the automation and once without it.
But you wanted my attention. But you wanted my attention.
You see it disappearing, right?
Yeah, the shun kind of dropped.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the small details that you have to do when you want to get your music to that like radio chart Billboard level. That is how intricate people get on that level, okay? I'm not mixing any song of any of my clients without doing exactly this stuff. And sometimes it's syllables that you pull up. Sometimes it's really just a T or an S or so, or a breath even, whether expanding them upwards or downwards. That is, I just wanted to get that thought across to you, that you gotta put in this amount of work and not just record it once and slap on a couple plugins and then wonder why it's not sounding as great as your reference songs or your favorite hits, because you have not done this amount of work.
Nice.
If you do it, you get closer to that level. And the last stuff that I want to do is, of course, still does not sound super cool right now because we don't have any rooms on it. I have prepared just a normal Valhalla vintage verb, and the only thing that I did from the stock setting is really, it starts at 4 seconds, and I brought it down to, I don't even know what it was, like maybe, let's just keep it here. That's the only thing. And then I added that. Can you see this slider here? And I brought it up to -11. Let's do that from 0 because, again, I want to show you exactly how it's done and not cheat you. All taste question and everything is, where do I like it? There is no right or wrong. Never is there a right or wrong. This is always, does this feel good? Is the emotion getting across to me? You could also use a totally different reverb. It would not give you a wrong result. It would give you a different result. It's not wrong. It's a question of, do I want to go with this or do I want to go with this? What's the vision? And I'm just going with Valhalla because that was the first one that came to my mind as far as, okay, I get that airy, kind of dreamy vibe out of it. So now let's push it up together and just judge together where it's just sitting best.
People talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention. Yeah, you wanted my affection. You got me tattooed on your mind.
Yeah, I like it right there. And again, this is different now than you see. It's -14.7 when I prepared the session. I was at -11.3. So it feels even different to me now than it felt when I prepared this session. So you see, there is no right or wrong. Both is great. This is what I feel right now. And that is what you should do when you mix a song. Always go by the feeling that you have right now and trust your feeling. Last thing I also want to do just for completion is, I think we can give it a little more power even with adding a delay as well, just to give it a little more movement and room. Okay, so what I did is I pulled up a repeater by D16 audio, and this is included in the Slate digital all access pass, I think it's called. Yeah. I'm using this all the time, as well as the Soundtoys Echo Boy and the Waves H delay. That's usually my 3 go-to delays. This one I like most of them. So what I'm doing is just put it to a 1/4 delay on both sides. Then I turn on the ping pong and the analog just because I like that taste. Ping pong because I don't want the delay to kind of echo in the center, but I want it to echo left, right, because the whole point why I want to add the delay is to give the whole song a little bit dimension, right? Texture on the sides, and that something should be moving. That's what I want from the delay. So obviously I have to make it move with the ping pong. And then I turn down the low pass filter quite a bit. I think it starts somewhere around here or so. And I just want to get it out of the way of the vocal. Normal vocal covers all of the highs, especially now that we have the EQ on there as well. And I want to have the echoes just a little bit further down. I'm going to show you exactly what that does in a moment when I isolate that. But for now, I just go down to like 2K for now. Let's pull that up together again, okay? From 0.
People talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. don't give it up so easy, babe.
You hear the
But
echoes?
you wanted my attention.
That is what I want from it.
Yeah, you wanted my affection.
A little loud now.
You got me tattooed on your mind. You just want me all that time.
Yeah.
Well, this place is never what it seems. Take me out there. Pillow talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry.
Yeah, that is where I like it. Let me isolate it for a moment so you really hear just the vocal, and I show you what the what it would sound like when I have no low pass filter on it. Okay?
You pillow talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak.
You have all these S's and T's, and it spits at you from all over the place. And I'm turning this down gradually now so you can really hear what the difference is with the low pass.
You pillow talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe.
Yeah, it feels more like echoes now.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I brought that up so you could hear it. Obviously, this is too loud. I think 14.7 was the one with the delay. Let's give it one more listen.
Pillow talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention.
Nice. This is sitting really great for me right now. And I would probably leave this vocal like this for now and go on with the mix and maybe come back later and touch up a very, very few details. But this is sounding great, and I'm gonna mute all the effects now and show you the before and after of what we did here. And I took you on the whole journey, so you saw that it's not really anything crazy I did here. I did not use any tube or emulation, complicated exciters, anything like that. Not even Soothe, like the dynamic processor there. This is all basic compression, EQ, and a de-esser. That is the most basic thing you could do to a vocal. Let me mute all the effects and then bring them back in together so you can hear the AB.
And jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention. Pillow talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry.
Right, this almost sounds like Michael Jackson to me.
Yeah, definitely.
So cool, yeah.
Actually, bringing the vocal forward, there's also this vibe, particularly with the reverb and delay. It sort of added a lot of vibe to the vocal.
Absolutely. I mean, that does a lot. We covered the technical mixing choices to make it sit right, and we covered also how to make it more emotional, because the rooms, not only on the instruments but also on the vocals, they define a lot how the song feels, right? And that is why I chose those tools. Let me do a very, very quick bonus right now. Let me just change the Valhalla to a totally different reverb, and let's see how it affects the mood of the song, with the focus on the fact that it's not right or wrong, it is just a different choice. And at the end of the day, you just want to choose which one fits your vision better. That is what we're doing. So this works well. Let's try a different reverb on this aux. Let me pull up the, I don't know, how about something weird? How about the Audio Thing Springs? This is a spring reverb, okay? And I'm not going crazy with finding the right preset now. I'm just gonna pull down the noise. Where is it again? There is something noisy. Oh, yeah. Okay. And this is bus 3 and 4. So let's do this and mute the Valhalla. I'm just gonna pull this up until it kind of feels great as well, and then we compare.
Pillar talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention. Yeah, you wanted my affection. You got me tattooed on your mind. You just want me all that time.
That works as well, right? Now we just have to decide which one we want to take. So this fader right here, the left one is my Valhalla. It's muted right now. The right one is my Springs. And I just go switch them, like I'm unmuting the Valhalla, muting the Springs, and the other way around, and we just judge together what feels better. Zany, you are gonna let me know which one is your favorite, okay? You judge this one, and you decide which one we want to go.
Pillar talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention. Yeah, you wanted my affection. You got me tattooed on your mind. You just want me all that time.
I got a favorite. Which one is yours?
This record, I definitely prefer the Valhalla.
Me too, yeah, for this instance. Just feels better.
Yeah.
Nice. So, but I just want to show you that a lot of this is like trial and error, just being creative, thinking like, huh, what would this sound like with a spring on it? Would probably not be my first choice, but I wanted to show you something extreme here just for the purpose of demonstration. And that is what I do all the time. I pull up a reverb and see if it works. If it does not work, I pull up something else, maybe a chamber, maybe it's just a different hall reverb or something completely different. This is all just trial and error and then deciding which one you like most. And with that being said, I think we covered a whole lot. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing down the channel. So we've got just a couple of questions, then we can wrap it up.
Absolutely.
First thing is, like you said, that you were just using the Waves plugins, but not for a particular reason.
Right.
If someone maybe put on a comment, what is your go-to reverb, and what will you tell them?
You mean mine, like what I gravitate towards
like
first?
Reverb, the first thing that you reach out for.
Depends a little bit. When I have an idea in my mind already, stylistically where I want to go, then I have certain tools. For example, Valhalla is one of the first ones I grabbed. That's why I grabbed it here as well, because it just fits the style that I want to go for. The UAD Capital Chambers is one that I grab all the time. If I want to experiment a little bit more, I sometimes grab the what is it called? Waves Abbey Road Chambers. Wow. That is very, very unique, so it does not work a lot, but when it works, it's great and it's super characteristic. The Pro R Fab Filter is something I use all the time. The EMT 140 by Universal Audio or Arturia has them now in their FX collection. Since I have that, I use it all the time because that's just a fantastic plate with so many different flavors. There is not one reverb. There is one or two reverbs per application that I'm going for.
Right. And something like a compressor, which one do you usually go for?
The Empirical Labs Arouser would be one. That's basically the Empirical Labs is the company that does makes the de-esser, and the Arouser is kind of their software emulation. It's probably the closest software emulation of the de-esser that you can get. So I'm using that a lot. I'm also right now using the Purple Audio 1176 a lot. It's called MC77, I think, the one that you just saw. LA2A sometimes, the Universal Audio LA2A Legacy. Compressors, yeah. I usually don't use just the ones that have no flavor to them, like the FabFilter Pro C, for example. I have that. I use it very, very occasionally, but usually I'm going for some compressor that also has some type of flavor to it. I don't know why. It's just it feels like when you use them, everything gets more musical instantly without you doing anything, and that's what I want. I want to sound my songs and my music as musical as possible, and if those tools give me that effortlessly, that's what I want. The Kramer Pi that I showed you as well is one that I go to all the time. Master Bus, the Manley Varimu is great. The Elysia Alpha compressor for the Master Bus as well. Again, it depends totally on the application that you want to go for.
So the final question here will be, if you were given a track, maybe by someone, a close friend, to master for them, what limiter will you reach out for?
Oh, FabFilter Pro L2 every day of the week. Is it Pro L2 or is it just Pro L?
Yeah, they've got L2 as well. Pro L2.
Yeah, let me, yeah, Pro L2, right? Because Waves has an L2 as well. I didn't want to confuse. Yeah, FabFilter Pro L2 all every day of the week.
Wow, that's awesome. So, and obviously you were involved in making GreenHAAS, the plugin.
That is true.
You want to talk about it, or is that?
Well, actually, now we're on it, let me share my screen again. Why not? And I'm just, GreenHAAS is a absolute vibe box, and it's the thing that's so great about it is that it's basically derived from the direct workflow of Ken Lewis, the person who has 111 gold records by now, and I think that accounts for something. And when somebody like that packs something of his own workflow into one plugin that he himself uses 3 or 4 plugins to achieve, that is worth paying attention to, and that is what GreenHAAS does. So let me just pull this up, and I'm putting it on the lead vocal as an insert effect right now without messing around too much. Let's just see what it does. And first of all, this is a very cute interface. We wanted to go for something gamified that, as you can see, it has no controls on it. Like, it does not say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or any hertz or frequency. Nothing like that, because we wanted to give people something where they use their ears to dial something in and play around and click the flowers and just see what happens and pull up the watering can, pull it down, just change the timers, anything like this. Also grow the plant right here.
Definitely, that's a good concept. GUI, I was
yeah, that is, and it also obviously comes with millions of presets. We also have like preset expansion packs to it, so we literally have, I think, over 250 presets in this thing. And if you don't want to play around or don't trust your skills, you can just skim the preset. In fact, let's just do that right now. Let's play the song and just use GreenHAAS on the lead vocals and just go through presets, okay? Without doing anything else. I just want to show you the power that is in this thing. Okay. How about we start here? Bypass, and then I unbypass it. The lead vocals are affected, nothing else, only lead vocals.
Pillar talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy your bags and jewelry.
Oh, that's nice.
They think your kindness is so weak. No, you leave it up so easy, babe. But you wanted my attention. Yeah, you wanted my affection. You got me tattooed on your mind.
I'm only browsing presets here.
All that time. Well, this place is never what it seems. Take me out there.
This is so cool.
Pillar talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy you bags and jewelry.
Yeah, so this is really like a vibe box. It does a little bit of distortion, saturation, like this whole side is kind of a saturation thing, what you would use a tube plugin for, or a distortion like Saturn 2 from FabFilter, for example. That is what this side does. And this side is like a time-based chorus slash flanger slash phaser modulators, stereo spreadings. There's not one thing that it does. That's why it's so hard to describe. But it's kind of the two elements, like the saturation distortion and the time-based chorusy stereo spreading side to it. So yeah, that is GreenHAAS in a nutshell.
Even as you were scrolling through the process, I heard about 2 or 3 that actually suited the vocal.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And I would not have expected that. But not only it suited the vocal, but it also suited the song, right? But you would never think about getting there yourself, because without GreenHAAS you would have to pull up a saturator. You would first have to have one that kind of does that thing, and then you would have to have the idea in your mind to go there. So pull up a saturator, then probably would have to pull up a chorus, like a dimension D or something from Arturia, and another like modulating delay to even get that one result that you just get from a preset here. So what I'm saying is, without this plugin, I would never have the idea to go there in the first place.
And for the fact that you've got a dry and wet means you have to obviously run a lot of buses to achieve the same thing.
Right, right, absolutely.
On straight and then play with the parallel. So
absolutely.
That's really awesome plugin. Thanks for showing that. And thanks for coming on to the channel.
Of course, man. Thank you for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
Same here, same here. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this video to actually come out and see the comments as well.
Right. You'll definitely see it soon. So thanks once again, and I will hopefully speak to you, or maybe in the future we might have you again on the channel so you can show us what you are up to.
Anytime. Man, I would love to come back. And until then, have a great time. Everyone, have a great time, and hopefully see you soon.
Cool. Thanks. Have a nice day.
You too, man. Bye.